بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ولي الصالحين وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الرسول. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to another episode of mytaskia.com program, and we are answering your questions. Your brother Gabriel Romani. As always, please do support My Taskia. We have Ramadan sponsorships. We have, alhamdulillah, all kinds of programs to help brothers and sisters deal with the issue of pornography. Today's question is, why do the Sheikhs in the West bend over or wash down Islam basically to fit with science and modern day things? It's a very good question. There are many reasons, and we have to be careful though, who and what. We cannot put everyone on the same plate, and it is a very sensitive question because there's a lot of Sheikhs in the West, and not everyone is bending Islam. How do we know when someone is bending Islam? Well, you basically gauge that. You look at, compare, you benchmark against the Quran and Sunnah and the tradition of Islam. And what I mean by the tradition of Islam, the first generation, the Prophet ﷺ himself said that they are the best generations. How did they understand Islam? How did they practice Islam? Now, everyone will have mistakes, no doubt about it. Everyone will slip, no doubt about it. Everyone have weaknesses, no doubt about it, especially in the West. And in this, we live in a global village. No doubt about it that we live in a global village. The issues that we're having in the West are bleeding into the East. There's no doubt about it. However, there's a big difference between mistake and intent, doing things on purpose. There's a huge difference between people slipping and people on purpose bending the Deen. And we see it. You benchmark it against 1,400 plus years of knowledge, of tradition, of practice. And all of a sudden, now that we reached the 21st century, now the so-called leaders of the Muslim community in the West have figured it out. Now they come under the fiqh of aqaliyat, or of minorities. They come under different circumstances, and they will try to have a explanation for why they're doing what they're doing. Some will not even say that they're bending. They say this is the fiqh. And ijtihad is open. The doors of ijtihad are open. They are. But when the doors of ijtihad are open and the ijtihad goes more towards certain doors, then of course there will be questions, and hence this question. People realize it. Don't think that people are ignorant or dumb. People see it, especially when you can benchmark against something. So the question is again the why. Like why? I believe it has to do with weakness. With weakness of iman, okay, but weakness of character. Why do people bend over and dumb down the Deen? It's because they're being pushed to. The world, especially the West, has been requesting for a reformation of Islam for quite some time, especially after 9/11. There's been a lot of pressure on imams and on community leaders to conform and to integrate into society at large. A lot. There's been a lot of programs. There's been a lot of money spent because Muslims were labeled as terrorists. Just because we have a concept of war in Islam. And, well, because what happened 9/11, all the Muslims pretty much are fair play. Which is incorrect, of course. However, we find that instead of explaining to people the reality, that no, we're not like that, that yes, we have a concept of war, but so do you. This is part of any constitution. And Islam indeed is a constitution of life. However, instead of explaining and educating people, some people started bending, using synonyms, using more watered down labels. Explaining to people, it's not like that actually. We are not like that. We're just like you. I mean, if we're to be like them, like the non-Muslims, then I think we are at huge loss. We're supposed to be better than them. We're supposed to be leaders to show them so that they can actually say, hey, these guys are better. These are, number one, I'm at number 3 or 4 or whatever, I want to go play with them. I want to be in their league. But we have not done that. The pressure adding to it, a lot of changes, social media, you name it, people basically with weak character had to give it. And they can give you billions of excuses that they have their own family, that they need their money, that if they don't do this, then their funding will be removed from the masajid, that they'll not, we have to pray, don't we? We have to have a masjid, don't we? We have to have a board of directors, don't we? So in the name of all these things, people have basically watered down Islam. The problem is, though, the psychology of a human person, a human being, we forget the initial reason as to why we've done something. It might start that, look, we need to be careful, let's take it easy so people don't get upset. There's been, huge political problems. So let us just kind of calm down a bit. And after a year or two, it becomes like, no, this is the right way to do it. Because human beings forget very easily where their initial departure point was. So that is why I believe that people water down things. They want to push it into science. There's all kinds of explanations that are mental gymnastics to make people stay in Islam or make people appreciate Islam or make people be impressed with Islam. We don't have to make people impressed with Islam. We just have to preach Islam. The impression and the guidance will come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.